Cheers. Cheers to my last day of caffeine. At least for 100 days. 100 days is, I guess, the magic number to change. I'm always like following new people, and I get obsessed with like one person, and I watch a ton of their videos and interviews for weeks. And right now it's John Assaraf, and he's another one of the like neuroscientist, quantum guru, manifesting, create the life of your dreams kind of people. And I really like the guys that know about the neuroscience and the brain and habits and how we operate. And he is saying that it takes 100 days to shift into a new pattern and a new habit. A lot of the literature and books and, old ideas say you can do it in 60 days. But, it's going to take anywhere from a minimum of 3 weeks. 3 weeks, 21 days to 100 days to fully rewire, create new neural pathways in your brain, and establish a new habit. And we are habitual creatures. We operate on habits. So it takes a lot of conscious effort and energy up front to establish and create new habits and break old patterning. This is because our brains are trying to conserve energy. And in order to establish a new habit and a new pattern, it takes energy. And that's why it's so easy to fall off the wagon when you're trying to establish a new routine, new habit of any sort, or break old habits. And so, for the next 100 days, minimum, I am going to stop drinking coffee. All caffeine, not just coffee. I'm going to do yoga every day and move my body every day, whether that's weightlifting and working out. I'm already going on walks every day. So that's not really new for me, but incorporating more. And I'm going to meditate for 1 hour every day. I'm going into that with no expectations, because it's impossible to know what kind of changes it will bring about. I've watched a ton of different people who say meditation changes your life. And everybody's going to be different. So if anybody wants to do a 100-day challenge with me, if you will, let me know. Pick something, one little thing or two. I'm doing a couple little things. I've already started to integrate yoga and meditating into my daily life, so those won't be too difficult. Giving up caffeine is difficult, but after 100 days, it will be just normal. And when I counted out the days, starting tomorrow, it will land me at my 2-year soberversary. 2 years sober off of alcohol after 100 days from tomorrow. I think that'll be a fantastic way to round out 100 days of commitment to an hour meditation, no caffeine, and yoga and movement. Dancing, hiking, weightlifting, whatever. I gotta do something. So this should be fun. I'm considering recording a video every day. It will be uploaded to YouTube. My YouTube is nicolewellness. If I do that, I haven't quite decided on the daily videos yet, but we'll see. It might just be one more thing that's too much for me to keep track of, or I'll record them and upload them later. I'm not sure. And so with the meditation part, an hour meditation a day, sounds like a lot, but really, an hour a day to change your life is really not that bad. And what I'm going to focus on is my body, the physical pain and the emotional pain. Another person I am really into right now, I'm reading her book, is Tara Brach, and her book Radical Acceptance. And this book is about basically just accepting everything as it is. And when I say everything, I'm referring to the things going on inside you, in your body, and I'm referring to your own life circumstances, not like all the other worldly things that you shouldn't even be concerning yourself with. And I wanted to read a couple paragraphs from this book because I think this stuff is very profound, and in order to heal, in order to make profound, lasting changes, it's really not hard and complicated. Well, I should say it's not complicated, but it's tough. It's tough because we're not programmed and conditioned for it. Because nobody has been doing this stuff for generations, at least not in our culture here in America. So this paragraph says, in both Buddhist psychology and Western experiential therapy, this process of experiencing and accepting the changing stream of sensations is central to the alchemy of transformation. Emotions, a combination of physical sensations and the stories we tell ourselves, continue to cause suffering until we experience them where they live in our body. If we bring a steady attention to the immediate physical experience of an emotion, past sensations and stories linked to it that have been locked in our body and mind are depressed. Layers of historic hurt, fear, or anger may begin to play themselves out in the light of awareness. When we feel and release the past pain held in our body, we become increasingly free to meet our present feelings with a wakeful and kind heart. We discover, as Rumi writes, the cure for the pain is in the pain. And then one more paragraph at the end of this chapter says, as we move from resisting our physical experience to bringing radical acceptance to the life living through us, we awaken from trance. We open to the fullness and mystery of our life. Each moment we wakefully let be, we are home. As the great 18th century Zen master Hakuin Zenji wrote, quote, this very place is the lotus land, this very body, the Buddha, end quote. The lotus land is the cherished place of awakening that is always here in the present moment. When we meet life through our bodies with radical acceptance, we are the Buddha, the awakened one, beholding the changing stream of sensations, feelings, and thoughts. Everything is alive. The whole world lives inside us. As we let life live through us, we experience the boundless openness of our true nature. And I have been noticing as I go through my own journey of transmuting emotions and healing and dealing with traumas and releasing built up old junk, the way to it is through it. You're not going to heal old traumas if you continue to avoid them. And that doesn't mean go searching for them and seek them out and like dig up shit that's not ready to come to the surface. But as it does come up to the surface, you allow it, you feel it, you give yourself compassion, put your hands over your heart, and then you breathe into that pain. I promise you, there is never going to be so much pain that you cannot handle it. You can handle so much more than you think. Because as children, we're not taught how to manage emotions. So there's no emotional intelligence built up. And the only thing that a child knows how to do is survive. The body's going to take over and it's going to go into survival mode however it needs to, whether that's disassociation or, shutting down. I think a lot more of us have gone through disassociation from our bodies as children than people realize. The only way to avoid a very emotional or physically traumatic experience is to escape it from your mind. Like a kid can't fight back. So what do? And they don't know how to process such strong emotions. And these emotions get trapped in the body and they stay there until they're ready to come out again years and decades later as an adult, and you are supposed to start processing it and transmuting it and allowing it to release from your body. Don't be ashamed to cry. Don't be ashamed to feel those emotions. And don't be scared. I know it sucks. Trust me, I know. It's not fun. This process is not a walk in the park with unicorns and rainbows and butterflies. This is a spiritual transformation. This is coming back into our bodies that we've been intentionally detached from sociological indoctrination and old belief systems, other people's belief systems imposed upon us that lower our self-esteem and lower our self-worth. We have been convinced that we're not enough for whatever reason. And these emotions get programmed and wired into our subconscious mind. And that subconscious mind is what is operating your life. Those are the habits that we operate through. So you have to consciously work to break those habits and structure in new ones. So then you start to just operate unconsciously in a more healthy way. You start to repattern your brain and rewire the neural pathways so that the traumas start to reside, and you start to, for lack of better words, attract and magnetize circumstances, events, and people into your life that will help fulfill your soul's journey and purpose and your desires. And right now, the only thing that I can think of to really help shift this from my knowledge base is meditation. And I've listened to a ton of Dr. Joe Dispenza. I've read one of his books. I'm about halfway through another one of his books. I'm listening to John Assaraf. There's a ton of fantastic neuroscientists out there right now who are explaining this from a physiological perspective. And when you go into meditation, you're bringing a balance between your body and your mind, your heart and your brain. And the goal is to bring that coherence back between the different parts of your body, so then it calms you down, and then you can start repatterning. And if you do affirmations, for example, while you're scattered and you're stressed and your mind, heart, and brain and body are all just discombobulated, you're never going to get anywhere. You're never going to manifest a thing in your life. You can say, I'm wealthy, I'm rich, I have all the abundance in the world, money comes easily and freely to me. You can say shit like that all you want. But if you don't truly believe it, if your subconscious mind is not wired for that, if you haven't brought that coherence back between your brain and your body, it's not going to actually happen. So that's where the whole law of attraction thing has been muddied. There's truth to it, but it's missing a piece. It's missing the piece that you need to face your traumas and go into your body and calm your nervous system. You have to calm your nervous system. You have to bring the coherence back. And you have to allow the traumas to get out. And guess what? When those traumas come out, when you cry it out, when you realize how much of a shitty person you were at one point, or how much someone did you wrong and they broke your heart, or how much your parents abandoned you or something, when you really start to look at it and you feel that pain and you allow it with grace, with love, with compassion, it doesn't come back. And I think that's part of the problem of why it's so scary to start facing traumas and really do the deep healing work. It's because we're scared that it's just going to keep coming back and keep recirculating and just keep traumatizing us over and over again. But the beauty of it is that it's just not true. You start to heal. You start to feel lighter. These emotions they're an energy. Everything is an energy. Our physical selves, every physical material thing is an energy. So emotions are no less real than this house I'm sitting in, than this coffee I'm drinking. Emotions are just another form of energy, and they get physically trapped in our bodies until they're released. I even have a couple books. One second. These two books, The Body Keeps Score by Bessel van der Kolk and The Body Remembers by Babette Rothschild. These two books talk about how the physical body stores emotional, energetic experiences. So there's so much neuroscience and biological, physiological science around the fact that our emotions are very real things, and we need to face them. We need to face them if we want to A, change ourselves, B, change the world, C, have better health, D, create whatever you want. It starts within. It all starts within. And that is why there are so many distractions right now. Every single little distraction that's on the TV, that's on your news feed, that is keeping you from going within, looking at your fears, looking at your pain, and addressing it and healing it. This is all very intentional. The way to salvation, if you will, is into your body. If you believe in Bibles and stuff and in that kind of gods, it tells you to go within. I mean, all the sacred texts are kind of alluding to the same thing in different verbiage, different analogies, different metaphors. The way to heal is to start meditating. And when I say meditating, for example, today, my mind was pretty active, but that doesn't mean it was a bad meditation. You're not gonna go into meditation and just have a quiet mind, nothing there. That's not how it works. You observe your thoughts. You could have a whole conversation going on in your head with yourself, and that's still a successful meditation, because are you paying attention to the patterns and the thoughts? Are you able to be oh, hold on, my thoughts and my mind is all over the place. Stop it. Come back to the breath. The goal is to feel your body. Where do you feel pain? What you can do is direct your mind to different areas of your body. You could start at the head, or you start at the feet, and just notice it. Just start at your head and just feel your head, and then to your neck and your shoulders. Are your shoulders tense? Are they relaxed? What about your chest? What about your back? Go down your body in each part and just notice it. Feel it. Don't assign a meaning to it. This is good or bad. Just be with it. That's the goal. And I've noticed I was doing an hour meditation every day before I left for a 12-day trip I just went on. And at first, it was very painful to sit for an hour And I noticed after a few days, the pain starts dissipating. Your body gets used to it. And the first couple of days are really challenging to sit for an hour. Just sit with yourself. No noise, no music. Just sit and be with yourself. But after a couple days, it becomes something you start to look forward to. And it becomes, I don't know if exciting is the right word, but it just, you feel eager for it, like your body wants it. You want it. This is a free gift to us. This is our divine right to heal, to be abundant, to be prosperous, to have love and friends and family in our lives. My God, like, there's so much suffering right now. There's so much suffering in this world. And really, simply, all it takes is for people to come back to themselves and go within. It's like the simplest thing. And nobody can do it but you. So you want to make a change in the world? You want to have an impact? Impact yourself first. Because when you start to change, your energy that you emit is going to affect others around you. It's going to have a ripple effect in the quantum consciousness field, the energy field, the morphogenetic field. We have no idea how truly powerful we are. But up front, it takes discipline. Discipline is not easy. Not everybody's been programmed with discipline. So, 100 days. 100 days of no coffee, meditating, yoga, stretching and breathing, moving the body. I think I can do it. I'm gonna do it. I've got to do it. This is the next level. You want to level up. Start doing something that's going to better yourself and change yourself and then change the world because of that. It's not like you got to go out and write a book and do a TED Talk and do all this to change the world. You change the world by changing yourself and influencing others in a positive way through that journey. And so, I'm going to enjoy this last day of coffee. I even French pressed it. It's delightful. And we'll see how things go. I might need to be held accountable some days. I might reach out to some of you to ask for maybe an accountability buddy, if you will. Because when we can change and stick to it, I think magic will start to happen. And the key is to go in with no expectations. Those will bring you down, and those will set you up for disappointment and upset. I am learning this lesson repeatedly. Don't expect anything, and give it a go. If you feel so called, let me know if there's anything you would like to try for 100 days. If there's something small that you would like to shift in your life, something you can do to start forming a new, healthier habit, please let me know. Leave me a comment, and let's do this together. Let's hold each other accountable. I guess I don't need anybody else, but it would be kind of cool, you know? Is anybody else down to do a 1-hour meditation every day? I think you should try it. Or at least try introducing anything new and healthy into your life and your routine. It doesn't have to be extensive. It doesn't have to last an hour. One of my clients right now is doing 2 minutes of stretching every day. That's it. Just 2 minutes. You just have to incorporate something very small and create a routine. Form the pattern and then expand. You just have to move the needle 1%, a little bit at a time. Little changes lead to big life transformations. You may have a big goal in mind, a big life-changing, end goal. But the way to get to that end goal is through small steps on the way. And we have to recognize that there's a process and there is a journey. And we have to start loving and appreciating the journey. Like going on a road trip versus flying somewhere. You're not really getting much out of the journey when you fly somewhere. But road trips, I love road trips. They're so much fun. I've traveled all kinds of places. I've gone all over the country. You see so much more. The beauty out in nature is incredible, and you don't get to appreciate that and see that when you just go from A to B real fast. So part of the the radical acceptance is appreciating and recognizing and saying yes to everything that's going on in your life. Are you having digestive issues? Say yes to it. Say yes to your stomach and your gut, because it is doing what it needs to do in the best way it knows how to keep you alive and bring you back to homeostasis. Are you having a difficult time in your relationship? Say yes to it, because you're learning lessons. If you so choose, you have to be aware that there's a lesson in everything. Everything. Are you having financial insecurities and struggles right now? Say yes to it and allow it, because what you resist persists. If we continue to push back at the things we don't want, this can apply to a lot of things going on in the world right now, by the way. If we continue to just fight and push back against the things that we hate and despise, you are literally helping to cultivate more of it and perpetuate it. It's a paradox. It's a true paradox. You have to send love and acceptance to the things you don't like in order for it to go away. Because it's not like you're saying yes to something because you like it. You're just saying, yes, I recognize you. I see you. I see you, pain. I see you, dystopian New World Order government that's trying to impose itself upon us. I see you, empty bank account. I see you, shitty husband who's over there, doing whatever, piss me off. Stuff like that. I see it and allow it. Like, what happens if we send love to all the shitty shit? It doesn't mean you actually love it, but you're sending that frequency and that energy to it. What's the best way to get rid of the darkness? With the light. Ta-da! Shine light on it. What is light? Love is light. And don't get me wrong, I'm not getting all like new world or new agey woo-woo-y here. Love and light. Blah. I can't stand that stuff. It has valid points. That's where it's, I'm not going down that road right now. There's an agenda behind the new age stuff. It has truth mixed with deception. And then to circle back, to help you discern through those deceptions, go within. Listen to your heart and your gut. They are there to tell you the truth, and they are sending you signals. But we're so busy being distracted by all the little shiny, things going on in the news. Like, nobody's listening to what your body's trying to tell you. And that is where the truth lies. Did you know that your gut has more nerve endings and nerve connections than your brain? It's called the enteric nervous system. So when you hear that phrase, I have a gut feeling, that is your body communicating with you through the enteric nervous system, relaying messages to the brain, telling it something's up. So your gut and your heart and your brain We have 3 brains, basically. It's fascinating stuff. Our bodies are supremely intelligent, and we don't give it enough credit. And don't listen to MDs and indoctrinated people. Like the MDs who are going through their bullshit training, their superiority complex, like they're not talking about this stuff. You got to seek out the people who have gone beyond it. The people who understand, for example, the gut-heart-brain connection. This is where it's at. This is the direction we need to be moving forward. Life isn't meant to be, I don't believe life is meant to be so challenging and complicated. It's been created that way. It's been created that way with intention and purpose to keep us in this hamster wheel rat race. And if you believe in the incarnation cycles, it's intended to keep us enslaved and keep coming back and keep like regenerating human souls and like recycling us and sucking the life out of us over and over again. I mean, it kind of makes sense to me. I don't have proof of that theory, but it kind of makes a lot of sense. When you look at the world around us and how they are siphoning fear, if there wasn't some kind of, like if you believe in the other species, like reptilians or draconians or whoever, like I don't know. But if you believe in that stuff, wouldn't it make sense, that they're feeding off of our fears and the adrenochrome and all that stuff? Like, it's the true goal here, the true challenge is to overcome it. And the way to do that is to sit in silence every day. I'm going to do an hour every day. If you were to try like 5 minutes every day for 100 days, you would still have life-changing things occur in your body and in your world. I guarantee it. I guarantee. You could even do 2 minutes a day. Like I just mentioned, one of my clients is doing 2 minutes of stretching every day. Well, pick 2 minutes out of your day, set an alarm on your phone, put it in your schedule, and do something to better yourself. Stretch, meditate, do yoga, dance, I don't know. Find something that calls to you. Let's make a difference. Let's change the world by changing ourselves. This is what I'm here to preach, I guess, for lack of better words. The message I'm here to share. We got to stop making it so complicated. We got to stop overcomplicating things. And I am one of the worst, like I'm working on that. Overcomplicate, overthink it, overanalyze. Get out of your mind and your brain and get into your body. I've even been told, like, you're too much in your mind, when I really thought I was in my body. I really thought I was in tune with what's going on. I'm not. That comes with time and practice and diligence. You're not really in your body until you start noticing the shit as it arises and bubbles up. And that means every time somebody pisses you off, every time you feel sad or scared, every time something riles you up, you better stop and pay attention to that. It doesn't mean do anything about it. It just means notice. It's simple. It's so simple that it like almost logically doesn't make sense that it could be so profound, like how could something so just easy, free, make such a life-changing difference? That's just how this works. But you'll never know it until you try it. So I can tell you this shit all day. I can talk about it all day. I've read books on it and listened to videos and interviews, thousands of hours on this information. And now it's time to experience it. So 100 days will land me at 2 years sober. And I think I think this is just perfect timing. I was called to this. And yeah, anyways. Let me know if you want to join. Pick something. And let's do it. Let's do it. 100 days. It's only 100 days. You can do it. You can do anything. If you put your mind to it and you put your heart in it, you gotta want it. I hope you all have a great day, and I hope you do something today that makes somebody smile and leaves a little lasting imprint. It doesn't take much to change the world. Just give somebody a compliment. Smile, hold the door. Just be a better person and energy in this world of chaos. All these small things are simple, they're free, and they're impactful. Take care.